welcome back. You are watching The Call. Just before the break, Professor Jibril, we started talking about the issue of whether affluence actually allows people to rise above ethnic nationalities and all those sort of things, and you were explaining a few things.
Yes, the basis of the definition of the Nigerian nation is the independence struggle. And after the Second World War, the nationalists defined a project based on two principles: freedom and welfare. These were the two things in the Charter of Demand that the nationalists submitted in 1945 to the people and to the colonial government. And the expectation is, under colonialism, our resources are taken away from us and taken to Britain, and we remain poor. So if we get our independence, we can use our freedom to take our decisions and use our resources for the good of our people. And today, that's why we have a problem about patriotism, because the resources are now used for the minority of the elite that is on top of the political hierarchy, and it doesn't go back to the masses. So the masses down below, they see difference because they see the neighbor who they see as the problem. They don't look up to these elites who go to the same clubs, who are in the same political parties, who share these resources together. All these people in government, no, I know Comrade Abari is not one of them.
Comrade and government in one sentence.
Yes, I know him well. So my point is, we have a stress in terms of our national identity because of this deficit, that we have not used our resources to uplift the standard of living of our people, which would have led them to have more love for that country that's our own.
Okay, let me bring in more members of the audience, because I want, yes, the gentleman in white, and then we'll go to the gentleman at the back, and then the man in blue. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Camry Apollo. I'm a broadcast journalist. And I just want to weigh in on our comrade Abari from the National Orientation Agency. I think orienting a people, it's a generational thing, first of all. You know, it's not a software we can just upload and download. And I think the strategy we're using isn't, making that process any easier. When we talk about public education, we're talking about, how do we educate ourselves along the lines of the different identities which you've all just clearly listed. They ought not to be in conflict with one another, but maybe the problem with prioritization is causing internal conflict individually. So it makes it...
It's a little bit confusing. Explain what you mean by that internal conflict.
First of all, I closed my program by saying I'm a Nigerian, my tribe comes second. Now, I had calls to host my ethnic group to talk about an issue on my program. And after the program, they took offense and said, "Are you saying we don't matter?" I said, "No. You matter, but I understand. First, there must be a country. I understand that, and that's the message I'm trying to put out. So I'm not saying you don't matter at all. So don't be conflicted there. I have a prioritization regarding my expectations of a country. So that's what I mean. Some of us are a bit out of sorts, out of place, because, as you rightly said, we get more from ethnic group than we do from governments. So it's a bit confusing.
The messaging for you is not quite connecting, is what you're saying.
No, I'm simply saying first there must be a country, because...
in reference to the work that the National Orientation Agency is doing specifically. Okay.
Yes, because organizations like the film industry, for example, massive opportunity to educate. So I do empathize with your organization, comrades, because it's a huge job. But I think if we strategize deliberately and educate accordingly, we will get there.
Okay. Let's listen to the gentleman at the back.
Thank you very much. My name is Tomari Olafimio. I'm a medical doctor at the Federal Medical Center, Jabi. I found out that national identity is in two ways, as one of our lead speakers spoke of said there. What you have to do for your country and what your country have to do for you. Now, you develop your potential to the best you can. That's one major part you have to play in ensuring a national identity. Then your country provides for you an enabling environment. We found the exodus of medical doctors out of the country. It looks as if they don't want to be Nigerians. I heard of people wanting to go and give birth in US and UK. I was surprised. Why would you leave your country and travel to another country so that your child can be a citizen of that country because of the benefit that country offers a citizen? So an enabling environment for every Nigerian, and you also making sure that you get to the best of what you want to be. With that, if you are an artist, you'll be known as a Nigerian artist because of an international level.
Let me bring in Ms. Bosade. Is there a degree of delusion among all of us that sort of keep talking about this ideal national identity at a time when really the country is facing a lot of challenges, which most people will agree can be put squarely at the foot of bad governance?
Well, I think there is. And however, I believe there's hope. I have also seen that we have not made deliberate efforts to get the Nigerians themselves to become interested in the identity of the nation. What am I saying? If you go to America, you see an American, when it's time for their anthem, they are so passionate. But when it comes to Nigeria, nobody cares.
Yeah, for the reasons that the doctor talked about.
Yes, but then we have to start doing some work right from the grassroots. If you ask me, I believe in what we call indoctrination. Let our young people, let our citizens know that Nigeria first before their own state or whatever.